Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. In this video, I'll be letting you know the touring squad for the Springboks that is heading to Australia as part of the Rugby Championship. If you do enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Nonetheless, let's get straight into this video. Now, the Springboks, they have very recently announced their 34-man touring squad that is heading to Australia for the Rugby Championship, which is at the moment an extremely close competition with two sides sitting on 5 points and the other two sides sitting on 4. Every side has had a win, which does make these games absolutely crucial heading into Australia, as last year we did see Australia go 2-0 up. But speaking of twos, it is currently 2 AM here in New Zealand. I was lying in bed just about asleep and I heard a little buzz, and that was my phone telling me that the 34-man squad was here. But nonetheless, let's get straight into it. First of all, the props will be Stephen Kitsoff, Vincent Koch, Frans Malherbe, Oxner Shea and Trevor Nakanye. So just the 5 props that the Springboks have gone with. So of the bunch, you've got 2 specialist loose head props in Kitsoff and Oxner Shea, then 2 tight head props with Vincent Koch, Frans Malherbe, and then you've got Trevor Nakanye can slot in as tight head, depending on what injury pops up, if there is one, for the Springbok front row. Now, interestingly enough, they have only selected 2 hookers, the first of which, a man who wasn't very popular after that last game up against the All Blacks, Joseph Dweba, has been selected in the squad, and then alongside him it is Malcolm Marx. That is due to the Bongi Umbonambi injury that we did see a little bit earlier on last week, which did mean that he wasn't able to play in that second test match up against the All Blacks. But this was actually pretty surprising that the Springboks are willing to risk only having 2 hookers for their 2 matches up against Australia. Definitely with the amount of injuries that could pop up, Dweba's form hasn't been the best. I was half by expecting to see someone like Van Veeren or maybe Johan Grobbelaar get an opportunity come into the Springboks camp, but instead they did just go with the 2 hookers. Now looking at the locks, Ebenetzebev, Luteaga, and it is once again Salman Morat. So they have gone with pretty similar to what we saw throughout the Rugby Championship first 2 games. Then in the loose forwards, Peter Steph du Toit, Sia Khaleesi, who will be captain I assume for the next 2 matches, Heinrich Lowe, Huacha Smith, Jesper Visser, and Dwayne Vermeulen. So one name that I'm noticing straight away that is missing, Rohan Nokia. He is not there in the locks. Also not there in the utility forwards. Is in there, it is Dion Fourie, and then also Franco Mostert. So Rohan Nokia, he didn't get a lot of game time throughout the games up against the All Blacks or in the Welsh tour. So I believe that is why he has been taken out. Now looking at the scrum halves, Faf de Klerk, he is going to be there. Jaden Hendrickse, Herschel Yankees, and then Kobus Reinach. So it could be quite cool seeing Reinach in action, as he has got a ton of pace. Also very skilled when it comes to that attacking game. But he has had a couple injuries more recently, which is why we didn't see him up against the All Blacks or up against Wales. But now get him back into the side. But having 4 scrum halves means we could see a whole heap of different styles of play between the 4 of them throughout this one. No Grant Williams, I will mention. He is missing from that list. Then the fly halves, Elton Yankees, he keeps his spot in the squad, and then Andre Pollard, a man who is kicking at 100% throughout the Rugby Championship so far, and I think more than likely we'll be able to continue that trend heading into Australia. Then the midfielders, Lucanio Arm, Damien Dialende, more than likely going to be the combination that we do see them go with for a majority of the rest of the Rugby Championship. And then also in there, it is a Harlequins inside centre and Andre Esterhuizen, who maybe will get himself a few minutes depending on injuries and who is match fit. But now looking at the outside backs, Makazole Mapimpi, very good in both matches up against the All Blacks, having the second most running meters just behind Lucanio Arm in that second match. Willie LaRue also having a very good couple games up against the ABs, even though in one of them he did only come off the bench. But once he did manage to score himself a try. Then the other 2 names in there, it is Kanan Moody, so he has got himself a possibility of getting a debut for the Springboks here. And then also, it's the last name in the outside backs, it will be Warakalan. So they've got quite a few strong options in the backline that they can go to for the Springboks. Still no Apalele Fasi, no Sibu Unkosi here either. No one really added into the side for this trip. And then the last 3, the utility backs, it is Damian Valimza. He has been sensational at fullback, always getting running meters and a very accurate kicking game as well. Jesse Kriel, after getting knocked out early in the game up against the All Blacks, will certainly want to reclaim his spot in the starting lineup. And then Frans Steyn, we know how far that man can kick off the tee, can be a very handy veteran to have in the Springboks camp. But nonetheless, that is the Springboks side that they have gone with, travelling to Australia. Their first game is going to be in 2 weeks' time, and it is going to be a 7:30 AM kickoff in South Africa on the Saturday, and a 5:30 PM kickoff here in New Zealand. But nonetheless, do let me know what you think of this squad. Another man who I've just realised is missing is Ivan Ruas. He is not there in the loose forward trio, and I think there are a couple other names that are missing from here as well, that as soon as I start editing this video, I will probably notice straight away. But do let me know what you think of the squad. Who would you have added in? Who would you take out of this team? Thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all for the next one.